The only independent voice of Liberia. No allegiance to any political party, organization, institution, or individual. Freedom FM 87.9, your best choice. She dancing, she winding, she make me want to The only independent voice of Liberia. No allegiance to any political party, organization, institution, or individual. Freedom FM 87.9, your best choice.
I will keep you crying. And you're crying all over the place. What I will continue to do, I've already succeeded in completely demoralizing your base. You're just crying all over the place. I haven't even started. I'm just warming up. How dare you, foolish, desperate people, talk about rescue country. Joseph Boakai couldn't even rescue himself. So when you passing around, oh, cost that this, cost that. Where were you when I raised raising money left and right to feed him and fly him from hospital to hospital? Where were you all? Sitting there talking nonsense. Talking about, cause I ain't got no integrity. I didn't have integrity when I was feeding Joseph Boakai. Your God. Bunch of ungrateful people. Have you heard Joseph Boakai deny that I was raising money left and right to feed him? Have you heard him deny it? He would never deny it. Because he knows this to be true.
Some of you thought I was never going to create service of Boakai.
Yeah.
Because I went to counties. I'm not creating service because I want to create service. I'm creating service because we said yesterday, former President, we have a right private jet. But the Joseph Boakai at brought to power is riding private jet on here to go to the country. Yeah. But I will speak because people in sacrifice for me our passing to go on my comfort. Spend my own money to bring him to power because we thought the wrong yesterday were going to be right today. Yeah. I had no regret to vote against former President William. But the people that are brought to power will regret why I have to vote for the Nigerian people. This country is a better place and will be a better place.
Yes, sir.
Because there's money in the country that we can live for. We don't need money from outside.
So,
but we don't want to empower people here. We say that as lawmakers, we have become lawbreakers. We have become criminals. We put all the money in the budget for ourselves and leave them out. I want to challenge some of your lawmakers. Some people say they want this senator. They're breaking all the law. The law is really breaking the law, but you want to go up. You know why people want to go out? Because they want to increase the time. They say they are too short. You cannot be a cancer, then you want to run blue. You cannot be a lawmaker that is respecting the law that we made ourselves. Then you say you want this senator, then you waste your time. Nobody here can be for the government economy. But when we tell people it's not happening, it will never happen. The only thing they are there for, when last people for the government give and say, Sankepe people, don't know about Moya Sankepe, one person I want to go in law. But they say that over there is what their family people because they need work. And the person that needs work, and the person Sankepe person they want there, we implore our family people. But some people are happy because it is a time to be happy. It is nobody time when the country is not better. It is everybody time when the country is better. And we give this as a challenge to all of you people. 2029, we may be on the ballot for the presidency. Where we will come here and say, Brother Sakoles, you people will have to appoint a commissioner for sacred day. Brother Sakoles, they are educated people. It's not about education. It's about how well you govern the people. They are people that got degrees, they know nothing. The only person with entry people that they can't achieve nothing from. Our marketeers will come to power. In every country, at least 2 million and pregnant for marketeers, flipping runners, and younger boys.
forget about Yaka Koluba.
What is Baladino Yaga Koluba?
If you tell Yaka Koluba, don't want Yaka Koluba crossing you. You are not letting you talk. You forsake yourself while Yaka Koluba crossing you. Yaka Koluba crossing from here. You want to know what Martin is Yaka Koluba. So to them, and you know who they say about Yaka Koluba for that. They don't get a lot for Yaka Koluba there. You know when I come to Dualanda, you move your all the way to go just to take the ball over Yaka Koluba.
You love to hear you go for Yaka.
Yes.
From Bene.
Because Yaka Koluba and the one that is coming to our house. So you are telling to this Yaka Koluba because a battle by
Yaga can be calling to the president. It's not good thing.
anything good for power, good for job. Yes. They happy. Say my mother, your mama happy for you. When you are not going to betray Yaka Koluba or betray and great people and lie to them. Yaka Koluba are not coming crossing. You understand? You understand? You know Yaka Koluba. You go look for Yaka Koluba there. You feel like on the line.
You go for Yaga.
Yes, yes, yes. They don't tell us to say Yaka Koluba for them. We don't want to say Yaka Koluba for them. We don't want to. They see the young people for them for Yaka Koluba. They don't for them for Yaka Koluba. Anything good for power, good for them. Then you say, what are the way you not to tell the country and for them? You say you're going to talk about the country. Now you're coming and walk on your family. People die every day.
He said the president problem is the most of all.
No one will say them, I will come in back. So I will shot you. You will shot me, then forget for Yaka Koluba. Now for Yaka Koluba, you're not talking. Then you forget for Yaka Koluba. Now what you come out there, you will say you for Yaka Koluba. Then you forget for Yaka Koluba. Anything I do for me, I do for the other person. Then you leave Yaka Koluba. We don't know what they will you. Our sister will go. Take them to take Yaka Koluba from them. Now you know what. They are not doing Yaka Koluba in our house.
Okay. All right, we're coming to anything you want to say final before we leave you. Thank you so much.
Yes, we are there. Good. You know, see, because some of the rest of the corner, so they rest out one corner, they do our own day. And they kind of all police make kind of what do our corner out advance.
As I've said before, when you allow hyenas to take care of goats, why should you be surprised when the goats are eaten? This is the same. And Africa is only going to realize the potential in all areas when, by dint of choice, we enable and allow our best men and women to serve in different areas. I've heard it being said about Lee Kuan Yew in Singapore. I've heard it being suggested about Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia. I've heard it being said about Japan. I've heard it being said about other countries, but there was a conscious decision on the part of those.
But people, where you at? Where you at? Working for your stomach, stop slipping.
We always talk about leaders, but we never talk about the followers. The followers must also style up. Africans on average are for some reason attracted to thieves. Africans are for some reason attracted to men and women who cannot serve her. And when they are not served, then they complain. When Africans are told, choose you now whom we shall release, Jesus of Nazareth or Barabbas, they say release Barabbas. And when Barabbas behaves like Barabbas, they say, why are you not behaving like Christ? It cannot be done.
In May of 2001, signed a second of two executive orders, number 13213, Defense Exhibit D310, in which it was stated, and I quote, the government of Liberia's complicity in the RUF's illicit trade in diamonds and its other forms of support for the RUF are direct challenges to the United States foreign policy objectives in the region, as well as the rule-based international order that is critical to the peace and prosperity of the United States. Therefore, I find these actions by the government of Liberia contribute to the unusual and extraordinary threat to the foreign policy of the United States described in Executive Order 13194, with respect to which the President declared a national emergency. This executive order did not say the alleged complicity, it concluded the complicity. The conspiracy was born, all systems put into motion, and here I stand today. I never stood a chance. This is the broader contextual matrix that regrettably did not and still has not seen the light of day in these proceedings, despite the gallant efforts by the defense to unearth and reveal the contextual framework behind the charges against me. Now, with the two executive orders, the dogs were let out, so to speak. What followed was a dispatch of the attack pack led by Lieutenant Colonel David Crane, Defense Intelligence 30 years.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop slipping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know y'all sleeping now. Y'all gotta whip us more, yeah? The people who us, the people lie to us, the government betray us, so much. I said they lie. The people who us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they can lie. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages.
And we can move and move and move and run, regardless of how you move, whether you are running, whether you are walking.
So why did you lie? Why did you steal?
But you have to keep moving.
Please don't be.
You're moving for the right reasons.
That's why we voted you.
You know, Martin Luther King said, there comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe, nor politic, nor popular, but he must take it because conscience tells him it is right. Yes, I'm sure if you didn't get that, the famous Martin Luther King Jr. said, there comes a time when one must take a position that is neither safe, nor politic, nor popular, but he must take it because conscience tells him to do. Conscience tells him it is right. Conscience tells him it is necessary. It is appropriate.
You see the reason why we asked what?
Let me say a very, very pleasant good evening to all of you across the country. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to those of you in the diaspora. Our friends, our fans, our followers, our critics, and even those of you who do not like the things we say and the way we say them. It's good to have all of you joining us tonight on the show. Yes, I know a lot is happening in the country. A lot of things are taking place around us. And we have to muster the courage and the bravery to address those issues. To call our government attention. To call the power of the day. Say, hey, Mr. Powerful. This is wrong. This has to stop. So tonight we are going to place emphasis on the ongoing trial of lawmakers and seditionists by the Unity Party-led government. And this is going to be my first opinion on the matter since the trial started. We will place all of our attention tonight. John Yanti, the man at the center stage. The man that is being offered $50,000. And later on, a amount was increased to $100,000 US. The man that the government said was on the run. The man returned to the country since the 6th of this month. through and giving VIP treatments. From the air to the airport to luxurious hotels. $2,000 giving him initially. Say, my man, just put it in your pocket, your pocket change. Oh yes, the government is treating our statement, our perpetrator of the fire incident so extra. But there are a lot of things that we know now, and then we can talk about it. We know now that it is a political conspiracy employed by the Joseph Boakai government, led by Joe Boakai himself, to damage, to destroy the image, the reputation of people they believe are fierce critics of the Unity Party. What if when I say Boakai no, he cannot resign as speaker? He said, we will destroy you to your death. So tonight we will place emphasis on all of the happenings. This show is proudly sponsored by Crime Stopper Liberia. We take a break from our sponsor very shortly. We come back. We go to our live to join all of you and welcome all of you to the show tonight. Share the live, invite others to listen, because trust me, it's going to be great. Extraordinary tonight. This is Freedom Hard Talk, your only political fellowship on radio at about this time. This is Freedom FM. This is 87.9. And we are your usual hosts. Let's take a break from our sponsor, Crime Stopper Liberia. To be right back. Right back. Oh, let's take a break.
It's about music. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, you will report it. Don't take law in your hand, call the real authority. Really can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must talk it. I mean you cheche, you wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Young Titi to Deja. Introducing Yang Jin Beer from Beijing.
the newest sensation in town. Yanjin beer is so smooth and light. You can drink it, wake up in that morning, feeling very energized. And you wicked boy, the woman will be very happy. No headache, no eye spinning. And the Yanjin beer bottle, it got a special way again open. Nobody will ever use you for the opener again. Very easy. Yanjin beer can be found wholesale or retail at Sir Exeter and Tongo Water, and also in supermarkets or bars around you. Reward yourself by drinking Yanjin beer, and trust me, you will be ready to go.
Okay, thank you, Yanjin beer. So, something is happening in District 17. Where I live, 16 minutes ago, I see somebody is going live from Broadview. But a couple of hours ago, I got a call from I got a series of calls, in fact, from folks, and they said, Austin, there's a baby that was found in the Broadview area, and the person who found the baby took the baby to the police station. And the police people told her to carry the baby and come back in the next morning by 8 o'clock. And by 8 we took the baby back at the police station. The police people took the baby and put the baby in one pickup or car and carried the baby and refused to even allow those who found the baby to board the car or the whatsoever that took the baby to town. All of that, they told the people and they said we should get in car and follow them to Central. And we are afraid before they go do something to the baby. Or before, some people say before they go sell the baby, blah 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 blah. So it has been a long haul and pull today between those who found the baby in Broadview and the police authorities. Where I don't know how come the case came to Central, to Monrovia, the women and children and the gender decks people there, and then we say we hearing and watching on social media that tension is building up in Broadview again at the Zone 6 police station. Some of the caption that police officers, Zone 6 police officer, are beating people for speaking out. It's alleged that they sold the baby. This is the caption. Let's get a gist of it. Then we'll go to the telephone line to speak with people who connected the particular person who found the baby. So we'll play that again, but let's welcome those of our followers who've joined us tonight to the political fellowship, and then we can move on. So we'll play that video again, and then we will speak with somebody from District 17. So Mawata Belete Kakaba, Honorable Obi Harding, Abdullahi Dule, Otto, Chris Masakwe, Philip Tamba, Avin Sompon, Mohammed, all of you, welcome to the show. Weddy Davis, Patience Kandaga, Musa Sharif, Daniel Tomo, Peter Wande, Matas Son, Foma Okiwe, John Jala, A. Morris Kamara, Agatha Glasgow, David Williams, Doris Cooper, Honorable Obi Harding, all of you, welcome to the show. Odell Gibson, Emmanuel Bro, Emmanuel, what's up? It's been a while. Junior Kwa are all joining us tonight on the show. Yeah, so that's it. Let's take this video again. Let's listen to this again. Okay, so those are eyewitnesses who are currently at the Zone 6 police depot. Let me try to speak with somebody who is close. I hope I can get to talk to Ophelia. I'm told she's one of those close to the person who found the baby. And let's get to understand the story, what really happened. Because Kenneth, who was supposed to talk to, I think he's the one that is being alleged to have been beaten. So let's see whether we can talk to Ophelia to know what exactly happened and what is happening currently. Ophelia, how are you doing?
I'm okay.
This is Austin Kawa from Freedom FM. I'm the one who was supposed to talk to you about the situation with the baby.
Yeah.
Okay, now the entire country is listening, and we too, we are interested. We want to know what really happened. How did it all start?
Let me look at my yesterday by 10 I was in my room.
Okay.
My mother, she came running in the room. She called me and she said, "Oh, can I find baby?" I jumped out. I ran outside and I saw the baby in Canada. My little brother posted in the video. Yeah, the baby was naked. And I ran back in the house. I stood up for some time and I went outside. I started to ask her before I said, "Let me bring the baby inside because the place cold." How we brought a child inside. The first thing we did, I provided diaper for him to put on the child. Put a diaper on the child. Now I asked him, I said, "Where you saw the baby?" He said, "Oh, I was here. I heard Serafina shouting. So I went to see why Serafina was shouting and why. And when I got there, Sahari told me that they hearing baby crying, but it sounded like a cat and it sounded like a baby."
Okay.
So yes, at the Broadway cemetery, right to where they buried Gloria Musu's daughter.
Yes, yeah, I'm
Yes.
not talking about.
Yes. So he said, "Oh, when I got there, everybody hearing the baby crying." So my brother now, he crossed over the lake drainage. He passed over the baby in a plastic bag, according to him. So when he was stepping back, another man said, "Watch out." I see plastic bag sitting there. That's where the sound coming from. So when he looked down, he saw the plastic and he opened the plastic as posted in the video. You see him taking the child from in the plastic bag. That's how he brought the child home. When he brought the child home, a guy said he from the next community down there, and the chairman said that they should report the child to the station. That's how we put a blanket on the baby because of the cold, and we took her to the police station. When we got there, we met few officers standing before the station. Some were unified, some were in color clothes.
That was yesterday night, right?
Yes, yesterday night.
Okay.
So when they saw her, they said, "What happened?" And we explained. One of the officers there, which is the commander, he said, "But why will you bring the baby in such condition?" I said, "The baby never is not even caught." I said, "Well, the people said because of the law, so we should bring the baby to the station for statement." He said, "All right, I'll go in quick, make statement, so you can take the baby back." And that's how my mother.
And that was that was the commander, Success commander speaking, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that's how we enter. The moment we entered the police station, a heavy downpour of rain came down. We were there. He himself, he started getting concerned. He said, "For the time, that baby, what I seen, they say, you put the liver screen. You got to hurry up so you can take the baby from the station." I had my mother, my cousin, And the boy who took the child from in the plastic bag, my other person, they enter. They made statement. They said we shouldn't enter because we were 2 places. So they only needed the 3 of them with the child to make them 4. So when they enter, according to my mother, they ask question. Are you able to take care of the child? If we tune in the child, you able to manage the child? And my mom said yes. They made my mom to sign to bring the child in. And that's how when the rain subsided a little, I saw the 3 of them coming outside. My mother had blue ink on her finger thumb. Then she did the signing. She said, oh, there was a sign with the poster I should bring the baby home. Saying because the commander first asked me, I was talking, he said, you ain't able to take care of that child? I said, I can take care of the child. He said, then why you bring the child here? I have to him, say, for record sake, the law. And that's how we came home. We took the child to the midwife for the child to cut the midwife to cut the child navel string. We brought the child, but when my mother came outside, she said that the officer said they should return the baby by 8 in the morning so they can clear the decks.
Okay.
And bring the child back. So they broke. The child slept here. We brought the child, made water. She sponged back the child. The child slept. They broke, and I went to work. By 8, she said they took the child to the police station. The moment they got to the police station, the police there possessed the child and said they were not giving the child back. The child was gender and central child, so they was not giving the child back to my mother. So they took the child. When they took the child, the car they were putting the child in, my sister and the boy who took the child from the plastic bag wanted to get in the car. They said no. Nobody, they were even carrying maximum, blocking them from even going near the car. But if they described the car, they said it was the blue police car with the Republic of Liberia badge on it. There where the child entered with a lady, huge lady. She went to the police station, said, not too long. And that's how they took the child. When they came home, I told her, I said, but then let y'all make further one. If they said the child going central, y'all go central. And they got there. It was around 10 to 11 a.m. From the time they got to central, the child did not reach central until now. When we called, they said that the child was to JFK.
1 minute. So when they took the child, when you took the child this morning, the police told you they were taking the child at the police headquarters in Monrovia, right?
Yes, central in Monrovia, yes.
And all of you or some of you follow the police at Central and did not see the child at Central for the entire day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What did they say they took the child?
JFK. They said they sent the child JFK for treatment. We placed a call at JFK because I got my sister there, I got my aunt there, and we called. They said, but the police didn't bring no child here. We see no child here. And when my sisters were there, they saw the police commander after he left the police station in a blue car. When he reached the central, he reached on motorbike. Instead of reaching the central with a car, he reached on motorbike with all the baby. So everybody drew concern. I had a started calling. When they raised concern, that was when they said that the child was to JFK. We placed the call to JFK. JFK said they said no child was reported to JFK. So we came back roughly. They said Thursday, they should go back Central. We'll be able to see the child.
But
we just come to the police station cell.
But where is Kenneth? Because I just watched a video on Facebook and I played the video on Facebook from the Zone 6 police station where people were alleging that the police officer arrested the boy from the child and they were beating him and putting him in beyond bars. Where is Kenneth?
Kenneth is in cell as we speak.
Why is he in cell?
Well, I can't really tell. I was outside talking with the city big man, Mr. Momo. When I looked, I saw Kenneth and the officer face to face, and another guy came, they dragged him into the cell. And the whole place turned upside down as you see in the video. They started running behind people. When they catch you, they will put you behind bar. They catch you, they put you behind bar. I saw them there when they carry Kenneth and they carry another guy in yellow shirt, and they started running behind other people. I don't know why, but I was still talking with the city council.
Now, there's a baby that was found by your family people.
Yeah.
And up to now, you have not seen the baby since you returned the baby to the police station this morning.
Yeah.
You don't even know whether the baby is in good condition. You don't know where the baby is. Have you been able to, were you able to establish contact with the Ministry of Gender since you were not getting any compliance from the police?
Well, my two sisters, they were there. They were to gender. When they left Central referred them to gender. And they stayed there until 5. Gender told them that no baby was there. No baby was to gender.
And the police has not said anything formally to you. You have not sat down with the police authority for any briefing or anything. They said you should go back on Thursday.
Yes, the king said we should go back on Thursday. But before the chaos that you watched, the arrest of Kenneth, the dragging to the station, I was able to talk to the commander, and I heard he talking to one journalist from DKTV, telling him that it is true that a case is essential, and Thursday they will be able to provide a child. They said we should give them from now till Thursday.
What are you going to do if the child is not returned to you?
Well, I leave it with them because I cannot fight them. The fight that my concern is to take care of that child. If I never wanted anything good for that child, I would have left her to the police station and come home. So if they refuse to give me the child, I'll leave the child with them.
Now, as we speak, have you heard or received any or seen anybody who came out to say, "Oh, this is my child," or "I think the person should be a child. This child should be this girl child or this person child"? Have you heard anything like that?
No, not at all.
So you don't have any clue who the child belongs to?
No.
Okay, we just wanted to make sure that we get the right story about this. We'll follow it up. We hope to speak with the police authorities as well and establish contact with the Ministry of Gender tonight or tomorrow and follow this up. So we assure you that we're going to follow this up along with you to get to the end of this. And thank you for talking to us. Let's keep in touch.
You're welcome.
Okay, so you heard it. That's Ophelia, the sister of Kenneth. We're told, I don't know whether the police commander will be able to talk to me tonight. Let me make an attempt. 0770. I know the number should be 506 800. Yeah, 800 506. This should be the Zone 6 police commander number 0770 800 506. Okay, so let me see whether we can talk to the police commander. There is no prior notice serving. If he agrees to talk, we will talk. If he is not comfortable, we will not talk and move on to.
Hello,
Mr. Commander, how are you doing?
Stand by, Chief.
This is Austin Kawa from Freedom FM.
Oh, Austin, how are you, Pano?
I'm okay. Because I mean, you're on radio. Yeah, but because of the nature of the case, we could not, serve you prior notice. But what really happened with this chatting? I just watched a video. They said the person who found the child was arrested and all of that. Maybe in 1 second, in 1 minute, you want to just summarize what really happened.
Alice. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, the issue about somebody found a child and the child, the case was transferred to Central. So.
Okay, the case is transferred to Central.
Yeah.
So you don't have any jurisdiction over it at the moment. You can speak to you can speak about it.
No.
But is there any word from Central as to when a formal investigation will be launched and all of that?
think the party went to Central who were alarming all on the social media. According to because I listened or watched or video that they instructed them to go back Thursday. So that they go back to the office Thursday.
But since you are the commander of Zone 6, and we're told that the kid where they got the guy who arrested, I'm sorry, who found the child is behind bars in your cell.
No. Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge.
You want to fast check that because I just watched a video. From Zone 6. Somebody was going live and they were like, "Oh, Kenneth, they carrying the ball from the baby, they beating him, they killing him, and all of that."
No, it was even Monday massacre, and myself. There were 3 press guys with myself were talking.
Okay.
Nobody. Then I said even when the people were choking, they saw no stone. And they left the area. Then I said, we got best with those that were choking.
Oh, there were stones being thrown. There were stones being thrown at who?
Stones were throwing, but we don't know what or who were talking the stones. The money then left the area. But okay. Nobody in the cell. They were myself were talking. When they came out, I told them I could not speak to it because it was already transferred to Central. So I have no problem, knowledge only.
Okay, thank you for talking to us. I hope you don't fall in trouble for speaking with us, but thank you so much. Okay, that's the commander of Zone 6. Yes, obviously, according to their protocol, once a case is transferred from their jurisdiction to Central, it means they don't have any jurisdiction or authority over the matter now. They take instructions from Central, so they're security people, so we couldn't keep him on the line long. Now there are 2 different things here. The video is saying the person who found the child is being arrested. And placed behind bars. We just spoke with Ophelia, the sister of Kenneth. Also, she also confirmed that Kenneth was arrested. But the commander of Zone 6 is telling us that no, Kenneth was not arrested and all of that. So we hope the two sides can do proper checking, fast checking to establish whether Kenneth is behind bars or not. We hope the commander can go and fast check to know whether he's in his cell, or the family can go and fast check to know whether their brother or cousin is in the cell as well. So we don't spread misinformation or disinformation, all of that. But that's it. A baby is young, not even 2 days old. According to all of the sources, at least we can say that the police commander of Zone 6 confirmed that the matter is transferred to Central. And so anything we want to know now, we can go to Central, send the Central and ask the necessary questions, which we can do probably tomorrow. But let's move on to something else. That's it. We hope that the child is in good hand. We hope that we pray that the child, is safe, and that the state can investigate this matter and get to the bottom of it. The country is, people do these things for different reasons. The country is poor. The country is hard. Hardship is on the increase. These things happen. People just get frustrated that they cannot take care of the baby. They just dash the baby and walk away. And which is not a good thing to do as a parent. It's good to struggle to bring the child up than to neglect, the child. But that's it, folks. Now, there is something I think I need to spend at least 5 minutes on before we move on to our major conversation on that, folks. From childhood, I was a kid when I saw and heard about MCSS teachers protesting. If it is now voluntary teachers, then it is staffs that will be protesting. And I was sitting yesterday and saying to myself, what is happening to our country? What is wrong with our country? And this one, no government is excluded. President Sedi spent 12 years. We saw volunteer teachers protesting for benefits. George Weah came to power. He spent 6 years. We saw volunteer teachers protesting for benefits. Joe Burger is back in power. He was there for 12 years as vice president. He's back in power. Volunteer teachers, MCSS teachers are still protesting for benefit. You want to ask yourself, what is wrong with our country? How come for the last 20 years, we have not been able to solve, major problems in this country? Within 20 years, we as a country has not been able to solve any major problem. We have not been able to solve our road problems. We have not been able to solve our education problems. We have not been able to solve our food insecurity, our food problem. We have not been able to solve our judicial problem. We have not been able to solve corruption. We have not been able to solve poverty issue. We have not been able to address to significantly address any major problem in this country since post-war since we began post-war Liberia. It's running 20 years that we as a country has not been able to solve any major problem in the country. You wake up tomorrow, you hear your students are protesting because the facilities or their learning environments are not conducive. From 1997, we're hearing UL students protesting for the same very reasons. Since 2006, forget about all the other years that passed, we were hearing about teachers protesting, health workers laying down their equipment. Who else again? We're talking judicial independence. The legislature is corrupt. The executive is not doing anything. It's corrupt. Just everything, the situations, the challenges, the problems, just revolving. Nobody is taking, decisive action to address these things. Year in, year out, you will see traditional groups protesting for the same reasons. So you want to sit there and say, how come for 20 years in Liberia is still experiencing volunteer teachers, MCSS teachers protesting for wage or benefits? 10 months. Imagine a responsible government will sit down and all MCSS teachers for 10 months. 10 whole months. And we say the government is effective, everything is okay, the government is doing well, things are on course, and we are owing government MCSS teachers 10 solid good months. It means we only pay them for January, February, for last year, we paid them up to last year, September and October. That's what it means. People working in the classrooms and they cannot get their pay for 10 unbroken months, 10 solid months. And we will also, NRA is telling us that the revenue component of our budget is performing. The government is not reporting shortfall. And we cannot pay the MCSS volunteer teachers their salaries for 10 months. The civil service agency told us that they cut the cut spending. They were able to save over $20 million US just from the CSA payroll audit process. Where did the money go when volunteer teachers cannot get money? The fact that you save additional money, you got access. Ministry of State, the same thing. They said all the people they lay off, they were able to save over $42 million US. Where are these monies going? And we still have volunteer teachers struggling to even get their names on the payroll. They are still volunteering in the classrooms and they cannot even get the paying they are supposed to get, that the government is supposed to pay them. And we still have them holding placards in the streets of our capital city just to demand government to pay them. 20 years, the same problems continue to persist. But trust me, guess what? You will still have people celebrating government. Oh, the government is doing well. And I said to people, there's a famous quote from Mark Twain. Mark Twain, no more, he said, loyalty to country always. Loyalty to country always. And loyalty to government when it deserves it. Mark Twain. Loyalty to country always. There should be no excuse. There should be no time that you will end or suspend your loyalty to your country. But he said, your loyalty to your government or to government, the government must deserve it. Give loyalty to your government when it deserves it. We sit down, we say we are partisans. So we see nothing wrong. Everything is always okay. And we call that loyalty to party loyalty. We take our loyalty that we are supposed to give to our country and give it to a political party agenda. Whether the party, the agenda is failing, whether the agenda is slowly being achieved, whether there's no progress being recorded or no significant progress being recorded, we do not care. We say our loyalty is to a political party and not our country. But volunteer teachers cannot take pay for 10 months. Ministry of State is reporting that they save over 42 million US dollars. CSA is reporting that they save over $22 million. LRA is recording budget that their revenue component of our budget is performing. It means we have excess money. How come we cannot pay volunteer teachers? We are spending $22 million to buy yellow machines. We say it is a priority. And like I say, yeah, it's not a bad thing if other pressing issues can be addressed. But we're not addressing anything in the country. List the first 20 priorities in your life. Anyway, you're listening to me from tonight or watching me. List the first 20 priorities in your life as that a country is supposed to have. Whether it's service or it's anything. And see whether Liberia has been able to meet 30%. And see whether your country has been able to make 30% progress. We have not been able to record 30% progress in anything for the last 20 years. I'm the one saying it. You want to talk education? You want to talk healthcare? You want to talk agriculture? You want to talk rule of law? You want to talk the fight against corruption? You want to talk the fight for transparency and accountability? Anything you want to talk. Liberia has not sincerely scored anything beyond 30 or 33% in the fight against any of the things I just mentioned. It's all cosmetic. Now, the most educated and most experienced man in the country is presiding over the state. And it's like the state is retrogressing on everything. So I felt disappointed. I said, no, this one, we will talk the politics, but I will not sit and allow this particular MCSS thing to pass me by. We don't even know what we want. We set agenda or we communicate agenda and we operate outside what we communicate or what we consider our agenda as a country. We pay less attention to education in this country. We pay less attention to food activities in this country. We pay less attention to the fight against corruption in this country. We celebrate people. Look at Abdullah Kamara. Ever since we caused that, but that man, Joseph Boakai, just say over 1 year old GAC other report, he said that today he acting on it. We're not serious people. Our leaders are not serious people. And I'll always say this. Past, present leaders, most of them do not have a heart of a nationalist, of a patriot. Most of our leaders are not serious people. They are unserious. And I'll say this every day to you. Most of our leaders are unserious. We have always wasted our time, our energy to elect unserious group of unserious people. We call them our leaders. And we expect that when they come to power, they will change. If they don't change, or when they don't change, then we get angry. In fact, when they do not change in power, some of us, our very selves, will sit down and continue to wear political party t-shirts and call ourselves party disciplined people, and we start celebrating group of irresponsible people that are doing nothing to lift us from poverty. That's the society we have. And every time we come here, there's a reason why I told people after the election, I said, hey, I'm leaving radio. You sit down, and number one person thanks to my wife. Said, no, Austin, this is the wrong time to leave the radio. There are still many people who depend on all of you. There are few people in this country who will sit down on radio 2 hours, 30 minutes to render opinion in favor and against the political class in the country. Say, how many people sit down and check how many radio analysts or talk show people in this country can muster that bravery and sit down behind microphones and render strong opinions on issues that are affecting the people? How many do we have in the country? Very few. So if the very few that we have in the country will leave the stage, where do we leave the country? Where do we leave the country? So when people say these things to us, for me, it becomes motivating to me, and we say, yeah, let's just continue. But I say this to you at times, it gets disappointing. Extremely disappointing. Imagine you have leaders who you think are supposed to listen to you. They don't listen. They chase their personal interest. They prioritize their own ego. They are concerned about their influence. And this brings us to this whole case at Capitol Building. The last time I was on radio, I said, we are only wasting our time because the case is political, and this government is so brave and wicked and terrible enough that even if you are Jesus Christ's son, this government is brave enough to conspire and plot against you to damage you. That's the only reason why we're paying attention to this case. But this case it's not. There's no case. We said to you before. Let me play you this other recording. Can't listen to John Yanti's sister and the CDC people. Listen. We just have to play our part, folks. That's all we can do. We should not feel discouraged. We should never feel discouraged. We know it is challenging. We know the system is ruthless. We know the government has a group of arrogant people. Most of them are arrogant. They do not want to listen. And that's why you see the mess is happening around here. What do? Do we back off? No. The few in the system who are listening or who will listen, we know that those few will not be able to influence the majority, but at least the Bible says we should never lose hope during struggle times. We should always stand firm and look up to him, because from him cometh our help. So we should always look up to him for guidance, for strength, for protection, for energy, for vigor, for courage. But I mean, it gets disappointing at times. I can say that for free. I can say that to you. Let's play you this thing. The CDC held a press conference today. It was an interesting one. And there's a piece written on a page, on somebody's page, which I'm going to play. And so okay, so let's hear what they had to say today. This is the press conference.
Members of the regular Intellectual Committee, for the directed groups, Waka will be defeated. And then the Liberian people will celebrate. At that moment, we'll come back. So we'll get the stage to Presidio. This is not our movement, it's the Yanti Standard movement. After that, the young people will be forced into action. We know where Yanti is. We know where John Yanti is. John Yanti, we will forcibly take charge of John Yanti. If John Yanti is not released by the police or the NSA, we will release Yanti. And we're not asking for favor for anyone. We will move and release Yanti. And if it means our lives, so be it. Because the government have no evidence. The government have no evidence against Speaker Kofa and Lex. And so the government is manufacturing evidence on duress and coercion. How sad can that be? So get the stage to Sister Presidio. Thank you ever so much. I should narrate the case and we'll come back to conclude finally. Thank you. Amanda.
Now, I need all of you to listen keenly to what Presidio is about to narrate. If you don't know, Presidio is the sister, the older sister to John Yanti. John Yanti is one of those falsely accused by the state of planning or plotting to burn the Capitol building. John Yanti is the vice chair for administration of the CDC Youth League in District number 16. He fled the country for fear after Thomas Eldridge and others came out publicly to say that they were tortured, they were beaten by NSA forces and police forces to extract evidence out of them that would indict or implicate Dixon Sibo or Jacob Debbie, Frank Safogo, Abu Kamara, Funati Kofa, and the rest. John Yanti was indicted by the state. He fled the country out of fear and went to a relative in Ghana. You need to listen to Presidio. Have family member can betray family people because of politics, selfish interest. Listen to Presidio. We told you all the case, you got no, the government got rack evidence. Ain't that why you use rack? And that's what I've always said to you. I've always said to you, this government does not have rack evidence to prove anything against anybody in this country. Because what happened at the Capitol building was not arson attack. If it was arson attack, then they should call Samuel Kogarden to investigate them. And people thought we were joking. Everybody the police interacted with accused them. They came out and confessed that they were being bribed. Either they were being bribed or being tortured to lie and to lie and incriminate innocent, decent characters in our country. And the only thing they rely on is that politics. That politics. They call it politics. Those are the same people who dress up on Sunday mornings in coat suits and wear decent white dresses and call themselves deacons and deaconesses and sit at the front benches of the different churches and in the different mosques on Friday and call themselves worshipers and believers in the Bibles, in the Quran. Complete disgrace to the religious institutions. But listen to Presidio. Listen. Oh no. I'm on the radio. Listen.
I'm here represented by three families. As a spokesperson to the Yankees, the wives, the wife. To every family, there's a hero. If our family is the hero, I'm here to tell the Liberian people without fear and favor that John was brought into this country on the 6th of June, was taken to a known destination at the Liberian government, the National Police, Liberia Goma Mark Ambula, NSA. And John was brought not only but by his cousin, who is Edward Ofa Nati, ex-Marine for the United States, is now using Alpha Keita. That's his name. So now with the government to bring John to Liberia, and they brought John on the 6th, and they kept joining the last time hotel, unknown to the family. The family have been going up here and there, asking what is what. Over John, the government, in exchange for a job, he gave John life in exchange for a job. To go as a trade ambassador. He brought John, and there were a series of meetings that John should stand as a state witness for the government. And John told them, no, I cannot do such because I did not do what you say I did. And they promised him 50,000. They promised to take his wife, his child to Europe after the stay. And John told them, no. John been insisting. And there are laws that if he refuses to stay, his life will be involved. We managed, tried to call the person, and he admitted to the fact that he got John, nobody asked him to bring John. He met with the government, there was the D-Sound to bring John back to the country. And they brought John, kept John for 11 days. Later he called that John is still not cooperating with them. So they brought John back to Central yesterday. And the family, I took the stand for my mother, I took the stand for my entire siblings, the entire family. For my family, up there in the US and around the world. I went there yesterday. And I met with them to get John. They brought John. The cousin could not give a chance yesterday. He just said he was playing with somebody, someone. That John, it was an agreement, so that the agreement the king for said it was, is there any document to sign? Is there any agreement? I want to know. And he said, John knows and Benedict knows. I said, no. Right now, I trapped Benedict out of the picture, and I need you to answer to me. So I told him, I said, I can't say anything now. So we go back into to meet the family, because the family is not aware of what is in the country.
Now listening to the conspiracy.
We'll go back, and we will come back tomorrow. I'm here. This government is desperate. This government is desperate. Crime that you have not committed, you cannot agree to such crime. John's life, the family life, are threats. Even yesterday, they make some threats statement, but that doesn't move me. I'm still confident. So today, I'm here to say that John is at Central, and more than 48 hours, you took somebody from Ghana and brought them to Liberia, keep them on a hostage without the family knowing their whereabouts, and don't let them know that you took him, transfer him to Central. They are not a friend.
That the people that own Security Council.
We need John.
We own Security Council.
We need John. They need to produce John to go to court. If John is found guilty, fine. If he's not, he will be set free. And if anything, 1990, I lost my father-in-law. In the war, he was killed right in front of me. So I'm fearless. Abraham said, I lost my oldest brother, Prince Chief. He was killed in front of me. I'm fearless. I lost a lot of family members. But I need my hero. I need my hero. I call on the international community. I call on the Human Rights Society. I call on the stakeholders that I need my hero. He should be taken to court. And then we move on with the case. So in short, that's the feedback for the family, to let him know that John is under house arrest. John had been endurance by the government to work along with them, because he said that he's the only one. If the other one, very common saying that we got him a series of evidence, one of them. And he's the major. He's the one that they're looking up to now. So I call on all stakeholders. I call on the international community.
Okay, so I think we can move into our conversation from here. This country. You see, I'm not going to place emphasis on Fonati Kofa or Dixon Sibo tonight, for obvious reasons. I'm aware that the state is after them. We are aware that the state is targeting them, especially Fonati Kofa. And so the government is prepared to do anything that will incriminate, even if it causes the government to pay money to people to lie, say Fonati Kofa and Dixon Sibo then gave me money for us to go buy gas and burn the Capitol building. That all the government wants right now. They are deeply in search of people that will just come out and say yes. But they cannot go for people who are far away from the lawmakers indicted or being investigated or charged, because the indictment is not out yet. So what they're doing is that they decided to go for people who are close to those lawmakers. That anything those people say against them, the public will easily or may easily believe what those people will say. So they say, let's go for John Yanti. John Yanti na Desibo Pigin. He in a youth leadership. So anything John Yanti say, we can easily, or the public will believe it. Let's go for John Yanti. Let's go for Amos Kofa. Amos Kofa on Sipa Kokos and Pofa. Let's go for him. That's Sipo Pigin. Anything Amos Kofa says, the public will easily believe. Let's go for them and charge them money and offer them money. We don't care whether they lie or not. We just want them to say on the record that yes, we are in the know. They pay us to do it. That's all. That's all. Look, those of us who grew up in Christian homes, those of us who grew up in the church, who were compulsory to go to Sunday school or Sunday schools. You have to grow up in the church from the Sunday school until we reach where we are today. We're in men's fellowship. The Bible always taught us about faith. The Bible always provided us direction. It taught us that the best place to look up to when you are in trying moments or trying times, say, read your Bible, look up to God, give it to the Lord in prayer. Because prayer works. When you pray, when you look up to God, when you depend on God for guidance, for survival, for protection, your enemies will fall to your feet. Your enemies who are operating in the dark, who are working in the dark against you, will fall to your feet. They will fall flat to your feet in broad daylight, and they will be brought to public ridicule and disgrace. The Bible is being, the scripture is being fulfilled in this trial, in this case. The scripture is being fulfilled in this case. This country is far away from progress or growth. The things that can stagnate, strangulate progress, are the things that we find ourselves interested into as a country, as a government. They got a song in the hymn, say, when the storm of life are raging, stand by me. And there's a portion that say, when I've done my best I can, and my friends misunderstand, thou who knowest all about me, stand by me. Why are you after Fanatic Kofa, an innocent man? No problem he has. Why are you after Dixon Sibo? Nobody, as rough as people perceive Nikutan to be, you will never go anywhere in Nikutan, whether it's from his Suya days or his high school days or his church, his SDA church, and tell you, oh, this is people open your mouth to talk bad thing outside joking to that person. Somebody who does not have a history of keeping speech, of antagonizing, of making palaver with people, having argument with people. I don't know much about Jacob Debbie, but people who are close to him, they say the same thing about him. This man is always in his corner. Go to all the places you know about Abu. Go to his community, look at where he grew up. You will not hear any day anybody saying, and they do not have any criminal record. You put in a group of professional people, serious people, family people together and going after them in the name of politics. You call that politics? That's not politics. That's wickedness. That's wickedness. That's not politics. Listen to what our president is saying tonight. Even though some of us knew all these things, yes, even our very friends in the security who we're friends with, they know that we know these things. They are aware that we are aware that this case is political. It has nothing to do with branding Capitol building. We have said repeatedly, if the state is serious and they want to know what brand Capitol building, take lawmakers from all sides. Samuel Koga was sitting in his car 11 p.m. calling on Spoon Network. Say he's calling from the Capitol building in his car 11 in the night. The same night the Capitol building John Timor was caught up by fire. We continue to see if the government is truly concerned about investigating this fire incident. Ask the majority of black people who took the chairs, the two chairs, the deputy speaker chair and the speaker chair from the John Timor. What a coincidence! Why and how the chairs left the John Timor? When the two chairs were in the John Timor, the people were in brand place. So who took the chairs from there? After a week, we saw the very chairs surfacing at the Monrovia City Hall. Those majority black members were seated in those chairs that should have been burned or that should have gotten burned in the John Timor. Why these guys are taking everybody to be stupid in the country? And you're chasing innocent. See how you guys are being brought to public disgrace. And Joe Burger he does not even care. See how you guys are being brought to public disgrace. But you know what? I like the way our international friends can embarrass these irresponsible and reckless government officials. Just watch the case. Every time Liberian officials are treading the wrong path and they refuse to listen to the citizens are crying, moral voices are advising them, cautioning them, chastising them to stop proceeding wrongly. Every time the government officials or the government refuses to listen, what happens? There can be something coming from OSA to damage the reputation or the image of the government. You see, the US government issued a list of 31 countries. A list of 31 countries to say, hey, all of y'all, you're in respect the rule of law. You're in doing a thing to fight corruption. Your country is corrupt, inherently corrupt. The justice system is a mess. The police is corrupt, lacks independence. And so we put in your own a list of 31 countries for potential sanction. Now, nobody will leave your country and counter our country. Liberia on that list. This is a disgrace. Just few weeks, we were celebrating being elected to the UN Security Council. After a few weeks, our major ally is enlisting us for potential sanction. And still our government officials are saying they will not listen. Still our officials are saying they will not listen. Listen to this narrative. You brought the first thing the state indicted John Yanti prior to him fleeing the country. He was indicted. He left the country. John Yanti is supposed to return to this country as an alleged criminal. Because the police announced that the man was on the run, he fled the country. They were in pursuit of him. The police went to Ghana and found that the man was living with his uncle. And say, you know, my man, we can give him money, talk to the man, let the man come, we give him good treatment, and then the man go testify against Fonantine and say Fonantine gave him money to bring, sponsor them to bring the Capitol building. The man said, no, but this is not about Fonantine, it's about me, my reputation. If I go public and say Fonantine gave me money, they sponsor us to bring the Capitol building. Dixon Sibo sponsor us to bring Capitol building. I'm incriminating myself. The world is watching. This case has become an international case. BBC is providing regular update on this case, and other international institutions, the U.S. government, other foreign missions are here. They are following this case judiciously. And you say a young man who has a potential of going to the U.S. to advance himself to come publicly and lie on himself that he was sponsored by lawmakers to bring Capitol building when he was far away from Capitol building at the day of the incident. The man said, no, I can't do that. They took the man from Ghana, put the man in, gave the man VIP, first class, flew the man to the country, did not inform the family member, the man's family member. Because they said, no, we're not arresting you. So they will carry you, put you in a luxurious hotel. They put John Yanti in the hotel and gave him $2,000 cash. See, my man, a pocket change. The government treating criminal and less criminal. They gave him $2,000 cash as pocket change because they want him to lie on lawmakers and also incriminate himself and further embarrass his family people. Do you know what it is when you have John Yanti sisters who love him so much? Hear him testifying that, yes, he was sponsored by lawmakers to bring Capitol building. You think the man does not have a family that he does not respect? They gave about $2,000 when they brought him here. Since the 6th of June, they brought the man. They kept the man in the hotel, trying to pursue him. Trying to persuade him. They persuaded him to agree to testify against Dixon Sibo and Fonantine and Abu Kamara and Jacob Debbie. Persuading the man to testify in a hotel without informing the man's family. They had joint security team there manning the man while they negotiating with him, using his uncle to negotiate. The uncle said one own an ambassadorial job, a trade ambassador job. So he said, let me trade my nephew. The man insisted, no, I am not going to lie on anybody's name. I am not going to lie on my own name. Because I don't know anything about your Capitol building burning. If you believe that I am a suspect, you're already indicting me. They indicted me already. You're taking me over to the court. You're carrying me to the court. Then the court carry me to South Beach. I will be in South Beach until the case can get started and be going back South Beach. I get no problem sleeping in South Beach. My other friends, Tom Etheridge and others, Eric Susie, they have been there. They not die. I will go there. I'm not going to lie on myself. I'm not going to lie on anybody. When some of us started talking to John Yanti now, and recording started coming out, and they realized that, hey, the pressure was on them, imagine they kept the man from the 6th of June to the 16th of June. 10 days. Beyond the statutory period. Nobody else will do that besides the NSA and the police. That's the only group of people in the country that will keep you beyond statutory period. Didn't get time. Our security don't respect no law in the country. Our security people are the worst. They not get respect for law. Law enforcement officers, they don't have respect for laws. Think Yo, let me tell you, they don't even have any problem with it. It's that nothing has happened. They've not done anything wrong. They brought a criminal suspect in the country and kept him in a luxurious hotel for 10 days, hiding him from his family members, his friends. 10 days. They ain't got no shame to do the wrong things. Law enforcement officers, they ain't got one shame to do the wrong things. These are the people that we are celebrating, that we say our security is in their hands. A security group that will sit down and conspire and concoct lies, conspire to incriminate peaceful citizens, getting deeply involved in the politics of our country. When people say the police are partisan police, then they won't get vexed. The security people, they are practicing security, they are partisans. Security people, they won't get angry. Look at Mark Ambler. No one, he had all a problem when you are in the police. Imagine a former police inspector general will go to the length of keeping somebody beyond for the 8 hours. An indicted criminal. You kept the man. And he got no issue. Mama stay pie around. Look for a woman, drinking Henneken. He ain't got no problem. He be born. That Liberia not be born in there. That our country will not be born in there. You go to serious countries, Ghana, and you see this is cheap. You go to Igbe. Although they want see the people not big boss, they have investments in the country, in their country. They have their investments. All you want is recycling, but the recycle politicians sitting waiting for the next government to come, go to the government and misuse power. And they call themselves big boss. Look, I say this every day. I don't have one respect besides the ones that are my friends, and the respect is because we are friends. I don't see them as official government. I see them as friends. So that friendship is there. But if I just because of government job, I don't got respect for them. That's what I mean. Y'all will not respect me. Y'all will now have the opportunity to say, I don't get respect for Austin. Because I got one taste for government job. One taste I got. Because this place is nasty. The place is spoiled. This place is dirty and stink. The government is nasty, spoiled, dirty, and stink. So you find some filth in government. That's why when you look, watch them. When decent people come to government in Liberia, the indecent ones can conspire and start concocting lies to incriminate those people and make them to appear like the indecent ones because they are jealous, they are angry that all these people, they are distinguished. They've been distinguished in society. So let's baptize them. Let's initiate them. Let's dirty them. So we all can be the same. This is not politics. But look, there's an effect. The world is watching. Liberia will bear the pain, the consequences associated with what this government is doing to these lawmakers and those brothers and those brothers and sisters. Lying on them, incriminating them, keeping them behind bars for something they did not do, for crimes they did not commit. And you think God will look? I curse all of you tonight who are part of this conspiracy. All government officials that are part of this conspiracy, read my lips, except I don't depend on one person in church, one person called God. I curse all of you tonight. All of you that are part of this conspiracy to incriminate people who did not commit crimes. I cursed all of you. God will shame all of you publicly. God will disgrace all of you publicly. You watch and see. All of you. From the investigators. Well, our police investigators, NSA investigators, from the investigators, anywhere to anywhere, the whole John security team, way up to Joe Barker, anybody that is part of this conspiracy. Because you know what? These people's lives are tied to what you're doing. It means this is an attempt to murder people. This is an attempt to assassinate people. People, those guys who may not have strong mind, who are not psychologically strong, might just fall down in a cell and just die out of frustration. What will you say tomorrow? You still wait for Friday and Sunday or Saturday and wear a dress and say you're going to take a Bible, put it in your arm, and say you're going to church. When your hearts are all dirty and rotten and wicked and stink, and you call yourself Christians, and you call yourself worshipers. God does not have any place for wicked and evil people. The Bible says that. Before God can even accept you, he says you must go and confess your sins and ask for forgiveness. Then he, God, is faithful and just to forgive you. Why are you treating the country like this? You do not have anything against the people. This is a disgrace that John Yanti. Listen to what the guy, John Yanti's sister is saying. You concocting lies, conspiring, spending money, offering $50,000, increasing the money to $100,000, just to what? To destroy somebody, to destroy other children, parents. Why are you doing this? Another time I was telling someone, I said, look, we are going to do a list of those who are involved in this case, this conspiracy. When you hear that name anywhere, consider them an enemy to you. If Dixie Sibo hears any name that is connected to anywhere in your life, she must consider that person an enemy to her. Because what? There was a point in time where they conspire against her father and deny him from attending her graduation or her graduation day. She could not celebrate with her father. Or in the name of politics. That's how we start to build evil enemies for ourselves. The Barkers, they have great-grandchildren. They will meet. All these names, they will meet. They have the same, they have the children here. They can't run away from Liberia. This is the country you want. You want a divided country. If anybody is connected to the fire, do an independent investigation and identify people and carry them and prosecute them. Why are you running all around the place concocting lies just to incriminate decent people? Look at John Yanti, innocent John Yanti, who just won't be crying a battle cry every day. You take rats and you bring and say go throw rat, he will not go throw rat. You chasing the young men all around. Barkos Carpet. Barkos Carpet. You go to arrest Barkos Carpet? And think a Barkos Carpet. The security people, they too damn stupid. They do not even do any background investigation about people. Sorry for the use of the expression just now. I apologize to my audience. But no, at times people get too angry. Yeah, people get angry. I apologize to my audience for the use of the invective. Barkos Carpet will not go. You go chasing the man at a job site and go to a job site and start arresting him and keeping him behind bars for all. What is that? Because he is the CDC youth chair, the CDC chairman for District 16, and you know that he and DCC people close. What is that? Just chasing people, cheering all around. Innocent people. People, husbands, and uncles, and brothers and sisters. You chasing them all around, creating enemies, to creating division in the country. And you say you're sitting at UN Security Council. I want to see the impact. I want to see the impact of one Liberia sitting at the UN on a non-permanent seat at the UN Security Council. We are not showing to the world that we are ready for global leadership. No, we're not showing examples that Liberia is ready for global leadership. I listened to a big brother this morning talking about historicizing Liberia being a founding member to all these international and traditional international organizations, MIU, AU, ECOWAS, all the kind of thing, and Liberia should start seeking leadership. I was like, does Liberia look like a country that's ready for global leadership? Do Liberian officials look like officials or look at people that are ready for global leadership to provide leadership? You think it's just all about talking and spending money on lobbying to go and get positions? What do you do with the position? How are your citizens being affected? See the disgrace. And we're telling you, you have not addressed anything significant in the fight against corruption, in peace, in reconciliation, and all the kind of thing, and rule of law, and all of that. We put in our potential sanction list, and you say you're sitting on UN Security Council. You sit on UN Security Council, and the country is here. The state security apparatus is conspiring against certain lawmakers and political party leaders, young political party leaders. And you're sitting on UN Security Council seat. When you are supposed to be here trying to stabilize the country politically and focus on governance. And all we see is bad governance practices. All we see is bad governance practice. That's all we see. You look so bad governance practice. You look so bad governance practice. You go so, you turn so bad governance practice. That's all we see. That's all we hear. That's all Liberia now knows. My late son, when I carry him to school, every time I'm passing through UL campus to drop him on campus, he say, "Daddy, in that school here where the children will be throwing rock." And he's not the only person. All his classmates, all the students on his campus have the same mindset, the same perception about UL, that they can throw rock. All of them. I don't even want to talk about Stella Marie, because Stella Marie, but they felt them now. They used to, Stella Marie already used to it. But imagine high school students in second grade, third grade. When I pass in UL, every time I drive through UL to carry Austin to school, that in the school year, the students can be throwing rocks. At times, that Israel passing. I said, what happened? In Israel, the students can be throwing rocks. Look, see how that 7-year-old child is growing up. The kind of mindset. They made 7 years old. They made already aware that UL is a stone throwing school. This is the society we're building for our kids. This is the society that the government is building for the kids. And we say we want to change. I thought as we are fading away, our attitudes, our mindset, and everything's supposed to fade away with us, and then a new generation is breathed to change the narratives. But the younger generation, the far younger generation, is also growing up to a 5-year, a 4-year, 3-year, 6-year, 7-year. They're growing up with seeing the same things happening over and over. They listen to radio, they listen to news, and all of that. They know, they are aware of the current happenings in the country. They know that the children are aware that Joseph Baka and John Weah can pull. They can see apple to apple. They know that Joe Weah and from CDC and Joseph Baga from UP. That's the reason why they can't see eyeball to eyeball. See the mindset, see the orientation of our kids. Other people, opposition leaders in other countries, they're sitting down having sharing wine, having dinner to get regular dinners. In our country, our 5-year-old children are growing up with the mindset that Joe Weah and Joe Baga can speak. They can see about because why? They're from different political parties. Because why? They listen to even instructors in the classrooms, taking politics to the classroom. They listen to religious leaders, taking side. Even when the government is doing the wrong things, they see political leaders, religious leaders taking side. They see people who are supposed to be uncles and big brothers to them, all in the name of political party side, sedition and UPT. They say, no, nothing is wrong. Nothing is happening. Everything that happening is correct. We finish causing the problem, spoiling everything, doing the wrong things. We go back and sit in the legislature and say, we are voting to rectify or to legalize the budget that we've already passed and started implementing. You think the Americans will take us serious? Look, I say this every day. Those of you who hate the Americans or their style or their policies, you ain't get sense. You ain't get sense. Those of you who hate the Americans, the way the Americans are treating us, or the way the Americans can treat us and subject us to scrutiny to access their country, you're not get sense. The people sitting here and seeing you mismanaging millions of dollars in a day. In a year, you run to them, begging them for support. Even if they send the support, when they send the support, they sit down and see you mismanaging the support they send. They sit down and see you refusing to account for what you spend. Public monies, public funds. We spend public monies and we refuse to account for them, or we decide when we must account for public monies. The Americans are sitting here, they're seeing that. They know the country is not a transparent country. Our leaders do not lack. They hate accountability. We beg, we go in the day, we go in the night, begging the Chinese to come and pay overhead pass. We are celebrating overhead pass when we can afford to raise our own money and build overhead pass. We run to the Chinese. We are celebrating them, bootlicking them to build one overhead pass. Your managing director of the National Port Authority is publicly beating, humiliating, and duping a Chinese businessman. And you think the Chinese are not keeping track of their citizens in the country? Every Chinese that is touched or brutalized or even arrested in this country, the Chinese embassy takes record of them. That your own Liberian lawyer will write you, will write the Minister of Justice and the Police Inspector General, complaining Sekou Dougle of beating a Chinese man and duping a Chinese man, taking money from him. The man is still sitting in the position as managing director of the National Port Authority. The gateway to the country's economy. The Americans are sitting here watching. The Americans sat there, you violated all your laws. Even when the Supreme Court ruled that your action to elect Richard Kun as Speaker was ultra-violent, you went to your Minister of Justice and misinterpreted or got a misinterpretation from him, and you went and sat in Capitol building and said you will do business with Richard Kun. You think the Americans are stupid? They are not watching? Do you think the Americans are not following? The Americans have political affairs officer here. He has a whole office. They track political happenings in the country. They are aware of the political climate. Everything that happens in this country, the Americans are aware. The Americans know everything before you. The Americans are aware of this case that is ongoing between Fonantine and the government. The Americans are aware that there is no evidence in this case that this is a political plot. They are aware. So don't think they are not aware. The Americans are aware that you are using your power and your power and state security to incriminate innocent people. The Americans are aware. Where is the fire investigative report you're publishing? They said no. They're not getting. So how did you arrive at the point that this thing is awesome? The non-criminal investigation can establish arson. If fire people supposed to can't establish arson. When fire people establish arson, then the police run out to do criminal investigation to get the people who may have start getting suspect. You decided that arson before running after investigate. I mean, people will come and investigate. You think the Americans are not following? And you say you just want to wake up in the morning, you walk to the American embassy, and they will take that visa and give it to you to carry your irresponsible and reckless and lawless behavior in our country. The people are aware that Liberians are lawless. They will not easily give you that visa. They say, oh, the American will go base shit outside there, opposite the embassy, because now the sun can be high, people can be standing under the sun, or the rain falling, people can be standing down there, the Americans should go pay shit. Your Liberian government will not go pay shit then. You're saying that Americans go pay shit for you. I don't want a visa. If you think the sun hard, and you get stay on for that visa, go down to your house, that your country you in. If you think the rain falling, and you can stay on the rain to get a visa, they're not forcing you to go for that visa. Go back to your house and go lay down and sleep. Develop your country. Invest your money in your country and develop your country and make like your country your America. I support America any day, any action they take against about their visa. I support it. That's their country. They want to jealously protect their country. We here we say we do not want to protect our country. We steal everything. We steal everything for ourselves when we are giving government jobs. We chase our friends. We make our friends our enemies when we get power. When we come to power, we make our friends, our brothers, our professional colleagues, we make them our enemies. We call it politics. See what's happening. This is evil. Funantikofa. Go in Capitol building. Even Liberty Party people could not stand with Funantikofa. Seditions were divided. Worst of it all, Catholics, members, lawmakers who were Catholics were the ones leading the charge against Funantikofa. On Sunday, they will go back to the same parish and say they go to church. Judy Weah, a Catholic. What they call the other one from Maryland County? P. Marjorie, Catholic. I think there are 5 or 6 in that place. And all of them went against their Catholic brethren. You see what greed can do? We call it politics. I don't call it politics. I call it greed. In the Malaysia, we say rescue the perishing. Care for the dying. Not for self, but for others. Redeeming the time for the days are evil. Look, so we have these are different slogans that different groups in the Malaysia, the youth fellowship, men's fellowship, and the general church, and the women, and all of that. We use this thing to project unity, to project the strength of our brotherhood, to celebrate the strength of our brotherhood. But you see, United Methodists going against United Methodists publicly and call it politics. You see, Catholics going against Catholics, Adventists going against Adventists. In the public, we call it politics. That's how heavily divided the country is. See what happened to John Yanti? His own uncle, who he depended on for shelter, for refuge. He sought refuge in Ghana at his uncle's house for fear that he will get tortured and all of that and be compelled to lie on people. And he said, let me give it. The uncle negotiated and brought him to the country. While he was in his uncle's house, thinking he's safe, the uncle was on the telephone with Gregory Coleman. Yeah, the man here, you realize the man here, come. The man, I'm not going plane. Boom, go Ghana, the man, we negotiate, carry the man. And you think the Americans can take us seriously? The people are aware that we are reckless. The people are aware that we are careless. Then the worst of it all, call America any way you want to call them. But when it comes to respect for the laws, give them 100%. People will violate laws in our country. Violations take place everywhere in the world. But the kind of energy and time and independence and sincerity and sophistication that the Americans were attached to investigating crimes when they are committed, then you know this is a serious country. Yeah, We see fire in Capitol building. The first person to talk, down the fire service boss, down the police chief, down the minister of justice, that the president go talk about fire building and say that some people bring the building. Who's going to take the country serious? And you think the Americans are not aware that the fact that the president came out publicly and say somebody bring the Capitol building and the hooligans bring the building? You think they are not aware that the state security that is supposed to be independent to investigate this matter and establish whether it was arson? They said, no, we are protecting the president. We are protecting the president's image. The president already said arson, so let's do everything to make it arson. That's what I told you earlier about my famous quote from Mark Twain. He said, loyalty to country always. And this one is for you, all the security people and the so-called partisans. I can never be a member of any political party. No. I will support candidates. Just as I support George Weah for president yesterday, today, if I don't say anything, I did not support George Weah to be president. Yeah. So, I support George Weah when he was president. So he comes here to contest election tomorrow against Jeremiah Kuo, against Joseph Bagao. I will still support him to be president. But does it or should my support to George Weah stop me from criticizing or disagreeing with happenings in his government? No. I can't even give George Weah that assurance that I want to support him tomorrow and he wins election. I will not disagree with happenings because I know everything will not be 100% perfect. The imperfect ones, I will talk about them. Just as we spoke against ills in the society when George Weah was president, we will not stop. We will not stop. All the popular people in George Weah government, all the influential people in George Weah government, me, I own record, I criticize all of them. There were actions that they took, we condemned them. The vice president, make reference to it. The vice president went and publicly disagreed with the minister of education, Ansu Sodi. When the government had a policy say, hey, no school should graduate in the country, 12 graders, without WAEC result. That rigged school there has always been validating. This day, Ansu Sodi said, no, we'll suspend the school lesson, we'll shut the school down. If you are talking public, they can criticize or disagree with Ansu Sodi. I think, hey, Madam Vice President, they made the Minister of Education. It is clear there is no disagreement that race is in violation of the Ministry of Education policy or requirement. If you want to negotiate, call Ansu Sodi to come to your office or go to his office. Say he's older than you, go to his office. Say you are the vice president, his boss, call him to your office. You have options. And let's talk about it. You could negotiate behind the scene. There are certain government actions that can be negotiated behind the scene. You didn't have to go publicly to go disagree with the government own policy. Who said that? I know people in your office, they didn't like it, they call and all of that. But I mean that's me. That's me. If she had done it behind the scene that I was not going to come public, but she came public with the criticism and the disagreement with the Ministry of Education. And I felt that was inappropriate. Mazwa Kimaya, for minister, for the oil would join behind Mazwa Kimaya for things that he was doing. National Transit Authority, y'all know the story. You see Mario Fun Usana behind and criticize Natana Maggie. You see Mario Fun. You see Mario Fun, yeah. So some of us, when we say we're supporting you, it does not mean we're going to be blind supporters or blind loyalists. No, I am not, and I will not be one. So Mark Twain said, loyalty to country always. There should be no excuse, no break, don't suspend. Never you suspend your loyalty to your country. You're first. Loyalty to your country. Always. And he said, loyalty to government when it deserves it. Let's go and take us. If you think your government deserves loyalty, go ahead and be loyal to your government over your country. But I can say to you, what the government is doing to all those lawmakers and all those seditions, John Yanti then, Bacchus Capet then, Amos Kofa then, Tom Etheridge then, what the government is doing to them is evil. It's evil, it's demonic, it's unjust. That's not politics. That's not politics. It could be you tomorrow. And I would say the same thing. I would say the same thing. That's not politics. That's evil. That's demonic. You are killing people internally, slowly. You are damaging people's reputation. You don't want the main government, pressure the man to resign. Ask him, let the man resign. Look, all those lawmakers, those 4 lawmakers, they don't need government jobs to survive. I don't know much, like I said, I don't know Jacob Debbie much, but I know that Fonati, Abu Kama, and Texas Sibo, they don't need government job to survive. They can walk out of Capitol Building tomorrow, they will get another job waiting for them. What you want? Why do you want to destroy them? Why? And you call it politics? You chasing John Yanti. Why do you want to destroy him? Why do you want to destroy Bacchus Capet? Why do you want to destroy Tom Edge? Why are you suffering the people children? You are suffering the people children. You're suffering the people fathers and brothers and uncles and all of that. Why are you doing this? And you think it's politics? Why should the state security even get involved in the politics? The Minister of Justice. Minister of Justice. From lay leader to board chair to all kind of things to legal men for the Methodist Church. He said that Minister of Justice. All this recklessness happened under his watch. Those are the people that the Americans should start denying visa to enter their country. Those are the people. The Americans should not sanction Liberia. Go after the perpetrators. The Americans, you know the perpetrators. Forget about Liberians. Identify the perpetrators and go after them. Sanction them. Deny them visa for going to their country. Deny them. Let's take a few calls. We can take maybe 8 calls. We can end the show by 10:15. We'll go home. So let's take calls on 0776 104 104 0886 086 500 104. Those are the numbers to call tonight and be a part of the show. We're taking only 8 calls and then we go home. So let me see what these phones are on. So yes, so you can start placing your calls in on 0776 104 104 0886 500 104. The female line is also active. And then the WhatsApp number is also active on +231 886 500 104. These are the numbers to call. So I mean, at the end of the day, you can't send me this call. Sorry, I can't send me the call from my small phone. So these things happening, people sit down and say, people sit down and say, oh, yeah, their politics and their politics and their political party thing. We have to stop that thing.
Hello?
Good evening to you. Let's hear you.
Yeah, how are you doing, brother?
God is good to us.
Okay, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah. You see, this government, the way they proceed, no one know why they will take you to the power because almost like, people who get into hospital, they will get to their 3 kids, get out of the people who have not had no governmental experience at all. You grab somebody, you say they're part of this issue here, then you take them from Ghana, you can carry them to go. Yeah. So you keep them somewhere.
Go hard,
so
man.
You get to the exit. You get to the exit, the person carry the person to the coast. But you keep the person for what?
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. Let's hear the next person. Good evening to you. Go ahead. Hello. Good evening, Hussein. Let's hear you.
Yes, thank you. First thing I listen to the different analysis. It is a thing to speak and criticize, but just one appreciate and comment whenever it's necessary. You look in the context, you will understand that the government is doing whatever is to improve the different sectors, showing the lives of the ordinary people.
Which sector?
Right?
Which sector?
Pardon me? So in the different sector, agricultural sector, that the educational sector, that the rule of law, and you talk about security. First thing, of those different sectors, but are they working to improve them? Yes, they are.
What you call yes? What has the government done to improve? And name one of the sector that I think you know the government has done something to improve it.
Fine. So take for example the agricultural sector.
Are they wrong sector say you go to?
But for me, I like to speak on right. Agricultural sector, I think government now investing in farming. The government have donated tractors to local farmers.
Hussein, how old are you? Yes. Sorry for asking, but how old are you? Oh, Hussein left it alone. I really want to know Hussein age. Hello.
Yeah, no, yeah,
let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is calling from Power. You know, the government, they're trying to leave the government and
my man, just try to leave us alone too, yeah? Try to leave us alone too. We leave the government. You want to leave the government, then you want the yours. Eh? You want to leave the government and leave us too now. Go listen go to class the our show. Hello?
Hello?
You are live. Go ahead.
This is Anthony calling from Cinco. I believe the government is proceeding well. All those upon accountability should be prosecuted and go to good jail.
Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you very much. Next person, let's go ahead. Let's hear you. Good evening. You're live. Let's hear you. Okay. All the numbers. Let me take it. Let me see. Let me try the one. The phones are freezing. Real sorry. Hello. Please go ahead. Let's hear you quickly. Oh, hello. 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 Let's hear you.
My name is Dana.
Okay.
Let me employ you for the analysis this evening. You do that. When I'm calling you, you're calling when you're going to meet. They don't understand what you're saying. They don't understand legal aspect. Let me employ you for the analysis. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's hear the next person. Good evening to you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Good evening, Officer.
What is your name? Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, this is Mohammed Yazid. I've been showing that with Mohammed Yazid. Well, okay. Some people come on this video, to defend the government. It is not fair. My brother from the other side, I was sorry on this video. I'm a Muslim. Okay. So, I don't want him to come on the station, on the video, lying to the people. He's a Muslim. What is Muslim? We don't lie. I don't need the party. These guys go around, other platforms, and just that's why, when they give, can you imagine 1,000 of people listening to the video on the 140, only need time to defend the government? What are other people? Why are other people? Why are other young parties? What is it called? Brother? Yeah, I'm Muslim.
Hussein, I hope you hearing your brother. And the Quran, the Bible, he speak strongly against lying and telling falsehood.
My single was
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hussein is a VAR man. I'm a VAR brother.
Yeah, he shouldn't be doing this, man. Yeah.
Okay, my brother. Also, thank you. Thank you, Hussein. I was just speaking about I was just making some biblical references. And but let's take the last two calls and then we'll go home. No, your monitor is on.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's. Go ahead.
Yeah, so look at me. That's my content to be precise for that connect this.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Austin, I just want to tell Hussein that the email that he spoke, he didn't speak it on behalf of the library, he speak it on behalf of himself. Because our emails are not represented now. You're telling us that everything is all right for the country, and you live in the country, you see how the country proceeds. So you how many years of age when worker can spend 6 years after a leadership, then tomorrow you look at yourself, your China have nothing to achieve.
Mama, you hear vomit for you get plenty sense. That's the main reason why I was asking Hussein for his age.
But Hussein don't have age.
I want him to add. I need Hussein to add 4 more years to his age.
I'm a born vomit. My name is Abraham Boyman. Well, then you could have connected to be precise to vibration. We're on the local tower. So, Hussein, let us stop this from us.
Okay.
In the country, we need betterment for the country. What I'm going to continue lying to the Liberian people, telling the Liberian people that what the people say to him, that what he's going back. Because he's not going by the Liberian people want. He's not going by the voting that the Liberian people voting. So we're not looking at workers now, we're waiting now, patient so that the government is elected and can finish. Tomorrow, God will pull it up. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, my dear brother Caddy. Thank you. Let's squeeze in the last caller and then we go home tonight. Good evening to you.
How are you doing, sir?
God is good to us. How are you?
Yeah, also thanks for the show. I'm Ellis Kodu. I'm joining from Nema County, to be precise, Brown City.
Brown City, I want that. Ever since so, how is that place? You got electricity now?
Of course.
Okay.
But we have electricity on.
Okay. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'll say it's so saddening for my own friend, brother. He asked for his age. He was not here to come up with his age. Today, he supported a government that came to power. Improving the life of the Liberian people. Today, the government failed to do all of these things, but every time you come on show, you try to defend the government and the false manner. He was there on AB show. He didn't have the answer to the question. He left the land. Now he's John Humphrey ever again. You asking a question, what is the age of you? You get an answer to that. Anybody support a party on the political level that when your party comes to leadership, you be able to deliver your people name. Today, you need the party to do such. You fought for the cover. Today, you come on to bring yellow machines to this country who are in the law of the citizen. Is it the web of the crowd person to go and work after yellow machines?
They mean I knew my kid again.
Yeah, that's what the kid in the whole country. Yeah, my brother, I don't know what it's doing, but I think we'll pray for our clothes to realize that they come coming to the land so they can be food and back around all the things that riot.
I'm telling you, you're welcome. We have to go.
They say they want new press, so we get cap with a J, no star G, international baby. They say they want new press, so we gave them the new press, so
Oh yes, folks, we have to go. That's all the time we have here. We shall be back here tomorrow by God's grace. Let me say thanks to all of you for following the show. Those of you who were watching us live. Those of you who were listening to us via the radio, whether it's the online radio, via YouTube, or your manual radio system you have in your homes, in your cars. We say thanks. We shall be back here tomorrow by God's grace. But until then, Do have yourselves pleasant moments in your respective areas.
New press, oh, we gave them the new press, oh, but they rise in your way. They say they want new press, oh, we gave